Awesome. So I've got somebody very special. If I can have her on my show, I can have anyone on my show. Guys, it is luxury real estate agent Suzy Arriola. High five, Suzy.
Hey.
Awesome. Okay. So do you want to just say this, Suzy? If I can have you on the Legend Show, I can have anybody on my show.
Yes, you're very kind. So thank you. I hope your audience is ready for our candid conversation today. You told me I could speak freely.
Well, yeah, that's I know, because I know Suzy well. If you ask Suzy to be transparent, oh boy, she'll be transparent, and that's what the show's all about. It's about us revealing the trade secrets of luxury in the world of Suzy Arriola.
Yeah.
Suzy, quickly before we start, I see this sweet private jet behind you.
Yes.
What is that?
Is
that yours?
No, I don't know if I would want to put fuel in it, but if I had to, I guess that'd be a good problem to do, right? It's a G4, so if you were going to have a luxury conversation and you're talking about your G4 and flying to wherever, I mean, a G6 is much more fluent than a G4. Yet people would be like, "Oh, cool." Yet if I said that to you and you didn't know what I was talking about, and I just said, "Yeah, we took the G4 up to the Hamptons for the weekend." G stands for Gulfstream. So, of course, those are the simple things that will help you go a long way in the luxury conversations and luxury listings. So, yeah, it's a beautiful plane. It was my uncle's plane. So, I'm working from his office today. So.
Oh, beautiful. So, now are we talking about your uncle, the mentor?
Yes.
Who?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So, I know this is about you, Suzy. However, I would love the opportunity to just share a little bit about him, because I know of him. I've watched videos about him, Suzy. You shared him with me.
Yes.
I know some of his proteges, like Darren.
It's such a long list.
Yeah, I know there is. But literally, he changed people's lives.
Mentors that have helped him. So it's really about aligning yourself with a great group of people that are integrity and dignity and just have great character.
Well, at a certain time, I you introduced me to Darren Jacqueline, who's a very prominent human being and very highly sought after globally.
World-class speaker.
And he's always going somewhere: Dubai, Africa, Europe, Scotland, whatever it may be. Suzy, I remember talking with him, and we had lunch together. Thanks to you in Newport Beach. Thanks to you. Yep. Hey, we were having lunch at Gulfstream. Oh my gosh, that's awesome! Oh wow! Oh, this is I got goosebumps. I'm really loving this, Suzy. I'm gonna take my blazer off because it's getting bloody hot in here. So let me take my blazer off. I know this is luxury, but I'm gonna get casual for a second here.
Oh, for sure. I don't even have sleeves on. That's how casual it is.
Absolutely. And he was telling me, and eventually he shared with me, because he shared with me some pictures. He was so broke. He was so down and out. I mean, he was so broken, Suzy, that he was living in a treehouse.
Yes. And he and my uncle mentored him, and my uncle's name is Bill Bartman, Bartmann. So if you guys ever get a chance to check him out on YouTube, he has incredible training for any type of business and personal growth, which will really help you. So that's free on YouTube, so check him out. My uncle had lived underneath a bridge viaduct. So, everybody has a story. Everybody sees the success. Nobody knows about the bumps and bruises and many failures along the way. Don't be afraid to fail, because failure will definitely have you fail forward and fail fast, as one of my other mentors used to teach me as well.
Suzy, that's what I like about you, is you get it. What I mean by you get it is, that there's going to be many, and I mean many, 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 many trials and tribulations in life. And
yeah, there should be.
Exactly. And those that do nothing, that I go like this, that they do nothing, Suzy. They're income earners. They need a job to survive. They don't take chances in life. They don't take risks. Okay, we need them because they work for us and they're a contribution to our organization and society. But this is about business. This is about making a contribution to your community, to society, to life. And one thing I learned, I grew up in a very prominent Jewish area in South Africa. When I came to Hollywood, I was surrounded by the royalty of Hollywood. I worked for Steven Spielberg for 6.5 years. And here's one thing I realized why they're so successful. And hear me out, Suzy. Just hear me out. Because I like to analyze. I like to pay attention to my community.
Yes.
Suzy, when I came to America to look for a job. Okay, and I want to get a job so I can make the dollar, and I was excited, and I want the American dream. When Jews come to and I'm talking about Jews because this is what they do, and I'm pro-Jewish. I'm all about them. They've made my life better when I grew up, the schools I went to, the friends I had, and what they've given me in my present day here in America. We came here because of a very prominent Jewish lawyer who brought my mother here because of her brains.
Mm-hmm.
What they do, Suzy, when they come to new countries, they don't go looking for a job. They look at starting a business in their community. Absolutely. To start a business so they can sell whatever their commerce is to the community. They're looking for jobs. That's the kind of mindset I want. I'm so sick and tired of having a job because every time I've had a job, they own me. I don't own it.
And at the end of someone else richer.
Absolutely. And
build your own empire.
Exactly. And isn't there this big divide between the interdependent and the dependent?
Yeah. It comes back to the cash flow quadrant, right? I mean, that's so applicable to anyone who's in business and really in life for how you're going to let people treat you. So yeah, it's incredible. I'll have to share with you someday too about my story, or it might apply today too, of kind of how I got into luxury. So you tell me, fire away. I'm an open book.
Well, I want to share something with you quickly. Yeah. I'm gonna go to my desktop.
Okay.
Because I want to show you, talking about Gulf Streams. Right there, Suzy.
Oh, vision board.
That is.
You already own that.
Sorry?
Or is that a G5?
That's a G5.
I said, is that on your vision board?
That's my vision board, Suzy Arriola.
Okay, you know what else I have to point out to your audience that may not know this? When you can look at the tail of an airplane and you see the number next to the letter, that's how I was able just to tell it was a G5. I'm not that good at knowing the body of the plane. That's a quick tip.
And Suzy Arriola, in her extravagant life, has also been an air hostess.
Yes, I was an international flight attendant. It was incredible.
Wow. And Suzy, how much culture did that bring you?
Oh my gosh. So I have to tell you a quick story. I grew up in the Midwest, lived in Iowa, and then I moved to Chicago after college, and then I ended up in Los Angeles. And I flew for Delta Airlines for 19 years. And through that, I was so many different customs and cultures and, you know, woman on international flights and being able to serve and how do you serve and who do you bow to? And it was incredible. So a great book I can offer is Kiss, Bow, or Shake Hands. Because for the diversity the United States has, everyone needs to know that, especially for clients and especially for referrals. So, and you and I both have a pretty deep book of business from international clients. So it's important.
Suzy, I don't think I've heard that book before. I mean, of course, there's many books out there, but can you give us a brief kind of synopsis of what the book's about?
Yeah. So are you going to kiss someone? Are you going to bow to someone? Or do you shake hands? And it identifies every country that has a business reputation. And it just gives you a quick little spark note, cliff note of how you are to interact with them.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh,
I compliment a woman in a country, and I said, I love your jacket. She would be at liberty to give me her jacket. Just because in America, I paid her a compliment, yet she would be offended if I didn't take her jacket. So as simple as that sounds, it's just a great book to kind of have at hand to understand. And that's part of luxury, is understand different customs and cultures and vocabularies and terminology and things like that.
Right. Awesome. Thank you so much, Suzy. I'm going to get that book, or at least
I'll text it to you. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Doing audio. Now that I think about it, I actually haven't heard about it, but I've really kind of skipped my mind with everything else going on in life. So, Suzy, I want to get into real estate.
Okay.
And I know because I was there. I have a different mindset. Okay, when I go into real estate, I went straight for luxury. I didn't bypass anything. I was actually living on a yacht in Long Beach, and I was commuting down to Newport Beach every single day.
Wow.
To do my classes, to get my license. And interesting enough, you know how it works. Whoever kind of grooms you and mentors you, you kind of think they're it. You go to them to they help me get my license.
There's a lot of flash. There's a lot of lip service. That's for everyone in this audience.
Yeah. And then I stayed with the brokerage for a year and a half after that. And then I realized, because at that time, Suzy, I'm being very serious, and I do take this credit because it's mine. This is 2012. When I was at this camera, I was saying, guys, what about social media? I'd been on Facebook since 2007.
Wow.
And Yara was like, they didn't believe in social media. They believed in practical arm curling, door knocking. Yeah, those are the practical, the fundamentals of real estate. But there's an elevated, advanced level. They used to laugh at me. They used to scoff at me. Suzy, within 6 months, I got my first deal at that brokerage from LinkedIn. $2.7 million, Suzy. The biggest paycheck I've ever seen in my life, $67,500.
Amazing how you remember that number, right?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. I kind of made it in a year, or not even made it in a year. And I'm getting in one paycheck after 17 days. And I remember the whole office going, oh, maybe Kevin's onto something. Of course I am. Come on, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not the arrogance in me. It's the frustration that this is 2012. And people are still thinking they're back in 1997 when they were in the 21st century. But anyway, now everything's about social media. Now everything's about technology. Now everyone's waking up. Now all the mature agents are on social media. Think they're the glorified. I claim the credit because at that time, there was no such thing as teaching social media in a real estate class. Not even at the local board offices, Suzy.
Well, you killed that. Social media is your specialty.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. And so a little bit of frustration came out of me there because I remember back then I was trying to, guys, don't you see the light? So Suzy, I remember getting into luxury. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. And I was kind of like this. I was kind of the black sheep of the family at that time. But ultimately, I kept my focus and I got into that world. For those that want to get into real estate and those that, and luxury is kind of its own entity, Suzy. It's really kind of there. It's almost like the untouchables, but really it isn't. Share with us. I get my real estate license. I want to get into luxury. How do I go about doing that? Because there's 500 people to sell the average $250,000 home or condo or apartment there is locally. But luxury is kind of a very select few. How do I set my goal and my mindset to achieve that goal?
So I just have to give you a quick little 60-second synopsis because I am not anything special when it comes to being a luxury agent. I grew up in Iowa. I grew up on government cheese. I grew up on Christian charity handouts. I had a single mom. And my dad was, they're just divorced. And, the fact that I didn't have a silver spoon, which so many people have that mindset, like you either have to have money from your family, you've had to have experienced things. I grew up in 10 houses in 18 years. So we didn't even have a home. We rented the whole time. So
that's very disruptive as well, Suzy. There's no certainty there. There's no stability. That's all over the place.
So when I decided to get into real estate after I was going to leave the airlines after 9/11, I was like, okay, well, why not just get into luxury? I'm supposed to start as a buyer's agent too. Remember, we're not supposed to be listing agents.
Follow the rules, Suzy.
Yeah. So
follow the rules.
There's so much lip service out there. So just debunk it. And if you want to go hard into sales, be a listing agent. You don't have to follow this step-by-step protocol. So I ended up taking my first listing and it was $1 million listing.
Wow.
And I had no idea what I was doing. So I leaned on my mentor. So I initially started with Prudential and they had a mentor program and it just made it a lot easier because he was able to fill in the blanks that I didn't have any idea what I was talking about. So then I ended up just getting, because of that listing, I ended up getting 2 buyers off of that. And that fast forward into 2 more deals from that open house buyer. So don't think you need to have all of this experience or years in real estate. Just align yourself with either a really good mentor at your broker, hire a coach, or join a great team. Yet,
absolutely.
The split with the team, because that should be the last thing. Because your team, your rainmaker, as we call it, they've probably been coached every month of every year they've been in real estate. So they already have the knowledge of $100,000s of dollars in training. So don't blink at doing
you can't discount that. And that's one thing, Suzy, that I did not believe in when I first got into it. I was coaching. I thought I could do it myself. I did become part of a team though. And what I realized after a year and a half, I was the rainmaker of that team. So I was like, hold on, okay, yeah, okay. Again, I didn't believe in coaching. So that's where I want to go to next. And
Okay.
I remember walking away from the opportunity going, because then I wanted more, of course. Suzy, once I wanted ownership in the team and I wanted more of a better split, I was asked to leave. I was like, there's a door. I'm like, oh, okay. I was actually hoping to negotiate a better split and a better deal, not to be asked to leave. So I
May
left.
give your audience a quick tip that will get them a listing by Monday?
Please.
All right. So for anyone that wants to tap into luxury, go to an area you don't care about. So it doesn't matter if you screw up on them because you're going to practice on them. It is really important to at least know what you're talking about. Don't try to BS anyone at a luxury price point, because it's going to be probably CEOs, business-minded people, people that have been educated just because they have that wealth denominator. So look at absentee owners right now, because those people of luxury price points will have 2 or 3 homes. And if you either call them or door knock, if it's not in a gated community, follow the rules, hear me loud and clear, don't call the do not call list. But it is really easy. Just reach out to people, because people are so intimidated. Go on Craigslist, look at for sale by owners. I called, ready for this? Ask me what my highest listing price is.
Suzy Arriola, what is your highest listing price?
$20 million for sale by owner.
There you go, Suzy Arriola.
So I didn't sell it, but I did.
Shockingly amazing.
I got an open agreement, so I had the right to advertise it, which means what? I had buyers calling me.
Right.
So you really have to think outside the box. So that's what I say. If you want to get a listing by Monday, go after absentee owners. Look at VRBOs, Airbnb.
Airbnb is amazing. Yeah.
Easy to see people that have that as an investment property. So.
And not only that, Suzy, maybe that isn't today money. However, that's future money. That's a relationship that you're garnering and building for future business, because that will catch up sooner or later, that compound effect.
Yes.
Because they'll remember, when times are tough, who came knocking on my door? Suzy Arriola. They will remember that. People are smart enough to know who was there for them when they were down and out. However, you've got to keep in constant contact, because they will forget. In a sense of,
tell you about my COVID listing I took. I did it on WhatsApp.
Wow.
And they're Korean. And because they needed cash, which is happening, that's why I'm saying go after second and third homes, because people might need just the cash right now for whatever. They might have to pay off some business or, payroll or something. So yeah, I did it through WhatsApp. I did my listing presentation through WhatsApp. And if you don't have an online listing presentation, or you don't know what we're talking about, you definitely better get into video and have a great online presence for your listing presentation.
And Suzy, most brokerages have amazing tools. They have amazing systems to help you with, even your listing presentation, to build that, your branding. So, as long as they take advantage of their current brokerage, it'll be better. Now, yes, some brokerages are better than others. That's just a fact. Yeah. Sometimes you have to explore and, fail forward to realize, okay, that didn't work out for me. We can align myself with the right brokers to really get me ahead, because if you're out of alignment, you're not going to succeed. You're not. Right. When things are out of whack, that's just, you have to, self-discovery, right, Suzy? You have to go on a journey. Yeah.
Make sure you're Googling
your skills.
I was going to say, Google luxury words and start having conversations with yourself. Google luxury magazines, Rob Report, Cigar Aficionado, Wine Spectator. You need to know what those points on the bottle mean, even if you don't drink wine, because that's just general conversations. We joined a country club, and we just do that for social networking, because if we're hanging out with people, we're very much into philanthropic and supporting charities, because that's our passion and our heart. Yet, guess what? People that are like-minded probably will have some type of business relationship.
I love this
as well.
I love what you said.
I do everything from gratitude. I don't do it just because. Right. My heart is there to support. We love kid charity, so.
And Suzy, you know why? And you don't have to tell me. I already know. You know why I love what you do? Is because you're successful at what you do, but you don't take it for granted. You don't do nothing with it. You come from contribution. So you support your church. You support your community with events. you do thank you events for your clients, from your previous clients and past clients and future clients. You go to charity events. Suzy, I know your hobby is networking because you're a master at that.
I'm a social networker. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's my lead gen.
Be careful, Suzy Arriola. But what I do appreciate, Suzy, is that you're not doing anything with your talent. Most people, they do nothing in life. They have no purpose. They think they have a purpose by going to the 9-to-5 job. But I bet you none of them. I support an orphanage in Uganda. I help them build an orphanage and I help them become sustainable. I said, don't keep asking for money. I'll raise some money for you. Start something where the locals can benefit from your children. So they went and bought, I think it was 10 chickens.
Oh, wow.
And from the 10 chickens, they got 28 new chicklings, which they sold 28 days later. So now they keep having this sustainable income now from their little chickens that they bought at the market. Not forever, but it's a start. What I'm trying to say is
we have to help people help themselves. It's a hand up, right? We're not a handout. I mean, who isn't asking for money for something all the time? I mean, we're approached all the time.
Right.
So, yeah.
And I do believe, they say, Warren Buffett pays little in taxes. That's absolute garbage. That's nonsense. That's complete BS, Suzy. He hires so many people. He makes so many people wealthy. All of those thousands of individuals are paying taxes. Not that I'm a fan of Warren Buffett, trust me. I think he's a little bit wonkers.
I think he's brilliant.
Exactly. There you go.
From a business perspective.
Absolutely. I might not like his standards very much, but let me tell you what, I copy him. Some of especially his investing techniques, because he's the best at it.
He wrote a great book called Snowball. You'll have to look at it. It's like that thick.
So I have it. I tried. I got it. Yeah.
8 hours. 10.
Right, I got it. Suzy, you spoke about coaching earlier.
Yes.
Okay, and I'll be very transparent. I didn't used to believe in coaching.
Really?
When I got into it, for about the first year and a half, a couple of months at Berkshire Hathaway, then I went to Keller Williams in 2014. They kept trying to sell me on coaching, and I was like, guys, I don't need coaching. My team became really big. I did really well, and I lost a lot of money because I didn't know how to run a business. Right. I knew how to be a for sale person. I could
you
sell.
were just selling real estate. You weren't.
Yeah. Anybody can do that. Not anybody, but I could do that, no problem. But running a team and running a business, I had no experience in. I had boutiques in the past. I ran boutiques and licenses and so forth, Suzy. But running a team, handling the logistics of that and the exponential growth that we had, because once you get momentum, it just becomes almost like vertical. It just starts to organically grow, and you have all these team members. Where I'm trying to go with is, I learned a big lesson.
So let me tell you about my coaching. I hired a coach, a real estate business coach, before I was even licensed. Granted, I'm married, so I was able to have my husband's cash roll for that. Yeah, it was brought to my attention, if you don't have someone that you're aligned with that knows more than you, you don't have the right alignment. And that can be from a broker. It can be from, because you have to hold your market center accountable. If you're not getting an ROI on your market center, that's a problem. Look for that red flag. Align yourself with a mentor if they offer it to you, or a productivity coach. A lot of different companies call it different things. Yet I paid out of pocket $1,000 a month. I've been licensed now 15 years. And my $1,000 a month through different coaching programs and different coaching platforms, that's over $150,000 easy. And that's only training. And that's why I said earlier, don't expect your split to be higher because of my knowledge. So 100%, if you can hire a coach, hire a coach. If you need to align yourself and just shadow a successful agent that you really appreciate and like their character and integrity, then ask to shadow them for a day or two. Yet when I mean shadow, you have to be quiet. I don't know if it's going to happen right now, but just follow them on Instagram, on YouTube, on LinkedIn. There's so many different avenues that you can educate yourself in this COVID era right now.
Right.
That you can be educating yourself at least 1 to 2 hours every single day to learn a new skill or learn a new vocabulary, or at least
read a book.
Whatever you want to achieve, that can be an easy short-term 30-day goal.
Absolutely. Suzy, one thing I did like that you said was, you spend so much money
Only one
coaching.
thing?
You're one thing. One thing I did like what you said about coaching and paying for it, Suzy. Look where you are today for that initial investment. At the time you're paying, you weren't seeing the results or you weren't seeing the return on your investment. You only see that into the future. 90 days, 6 months, a year later. But then you've got such a bell curve, you've got such an exponential growth that's the results you should be looking for. Not at right now. Right now really is not going to benefit you. If you're in quarantine right now, like I am at home, we're at home, Suzy. Mm-hmm. I went ahead and I started to make sure that I was doing a lot of things that I've planned to do to just make them happen. Whether they work it or not, it doesn't matter. What matters, Suzy, is that I'm doing it.
Right. You have to take action.
Exactly. And Suzy, I've hit so many obstacles in my life. It's okay. Once I get over them, I pick myself up and I keep moving forward. For you, and coaching has helped you so much. Where are you right now? You're still working from home. You're still doing luxury. How are you keeping the momentum? How are you keeping the consistency? Because sometimes I wake up late, sometimes I wake up early. You know what I mean? The only thing that really is good for me right now, Suzy, is I know lunch is at 12 because my wife controls that. I know dinner's at 5 because my wife controls that.
You have a great wife, by the way.
Thank you, Suzy. I have that much certainty in my life under quarantine.
Yes.
But I'm not going out. I'm not going on appointments. How can you help us understand setting those standards under these circumstances, Suzy?
So I still do a weekly calendar. Of course, it's adjusted. My 2020 business plan has kind of just been. So I wrote a new business plan. My new business plan is June 2020 to June 2021. Because I'm not even looking at this year as really hitting my numbers. I know what my numbers are, and I'm not excusing that, yet I definitely want to at least future pace what it's going to look like. And I get my daily calendar for the next day. I look at it the night before. I'm always doing checks of some sort. I'm building that relationship equity right now that I'm not able to do in person. Writing a note card just to say I'm thinking about you today. Hope you have a great day. Like, when's the last time you got a handwritten note card? So you really have to educate yourself, at least read a book, read an article, do an audio book, just brush up on a skill. You can get a new certification and designation. You should be doing everything you can to load up your toolbox right now, because when this busts open, guess what? The people that have been dormant, the agents for the last 5 months collecting unemployment, some people are just going to be like, I'm out. So guess what? They're never going to get that business back if you end up taking it first.
Right, Suzy.
And that's just building relationships. It's farming. It's just doing something outside the box.
Suzy, because this is going to end. There will be a new normal. And whatever that new normal is, we'll morph into it. We'll kind of become a part of that movement. What I do know, though, Suzy, is at the end of this month, there's no more benefits. So you're literally about 2.5 weeks away from no more money coming in. Your unemployment is not going to cut it. It's not, Suzy. Yeah. So you have to expand the mind. And the way to expand the mind is to feed it. Now, I'm not saying like Suzy Arriola, who grinds it and gives it like 100% every single day.
I don't do 100% every day, just to be transparent, because it has been frustrating. So it is definitely a kick in the pants that something has to be done. So set a small goal just to get it done.
Right. Even if it's 1%, even if you can improve by 1% a day, you read a page, or you open up a book, or you put a book aside, at least.
Well, I'd say a chapter. I wouldn't let you off the hook with one page.
Well, Suzy, here's one thing that I started with me and my wife is every morning now we get together and we read the Bible, and we read together. We haven't done it before. So now we've got the time, because it's kind of like a vacation, Suzy. I'm going to tell you, I'm like on a bloody vacation all the time, because I've been at home. So the nice thing is we get up in the morning, and for about half an hour to an hour, we read the Bible, share, and we pray and so forth. The most beautiful thing is that it's not that I'm learning more, but it's empowering our relationship. It's getting us more into the Word and into the knowledge, right, which gives us the understanding of the universe and of our Creator, and sharing our opinions, because my opinion is vastly different to Heather's opinion, to my wife's opinion. Right. Very different, Suzy. So at the end of the day, that's the one thing we started. Besides me on many of my other endeavors that I finally have the time to do. One of them is locking you down for this show. So if you like this interview, subscribe to the channel, please, guys. hit the like button, crush the bell. So every time I have a new episode coming up, you get notified. Let's get back to Suzy. Suzy,
well, I have to validate you really quick, because if you don't have your personal life out, like that word, but it's not going to be fantastic, because there's always going to be a gray cloud over your head.
Right.
So get your personal life figured out first and work on that. It's still a daily thing. So definitely work on that.
We might have covered this, but not extensively. So if you can help me at this point now with this question, Suzy.
Or maybe I avoided it.
Oh, absolutely. I love that, Suzy. Always thinking 20 steps ahead. Suzy, how do you attain your goals?
So like I just said, business plan, I usually do my yearly business plan October, November of the prior month. I also do a marketing budget, because once your budget's spent, you don't have any more money. I pay quarterly taxes, which is a good problem to have, because I don't want to have to worry about it. I don't want to have that great big check, due at the end of the year. I journal sometimes. I'm not a great reader either. I do the audiobooks, but I fast forward the speed because I want to get through it. Yet I know great leaders read great books. And that's really about it. I exercise, I eat well. It's kind of like everything that we know that we should do. I don't have to talk about lead gen, because that's a basic.
Right.
It's just having that right set. I go to the ocean a lot just to kind of have that clarity, because the ocean is my peace. Or I'll go for a walk or a quick spin ride if I can't get, something in more extensive. But yeah, that is kind of my gratitude and grace.
I was thinking, why is the ocean so special? Because every time I go to the ocean, Suzy, I feel like I'm connecting. I feel like I'm one with the universe. I can feel my creator. There really is something special there. And there's also the desert, which is bloody hot. And I'm living in the desert right now. It's literally, Suzy, it's like 100 degrees outside. We're actually going up to Santa Barbara for the day to watch the sunset because it's just too hot.
Oh, that'll be nice.
It's very nice. My wife loves Santa Barbara. When we lived in Hollywood, we went there all the time just to get out of LA. Mm-hmm. So we're going to do that today, just to get some fresh air as well and put our feet in the sand. Suzy, there's something very, of course, it's water. Well, what is it that draws us to the ocean? What is it that, is it because the waves crashing, it's an extension of the creator? Help me understand, because I love it so much. Why do you love it so much? Well, what's the calling that makes us resonate with the ocean?
Because I grew up in Dubuque, Iowa. I was along the Mississippi River, which we called the Muddy Mississippi. Yeah. And we had all the TV shows, the allure of Hollywood. And I'm like, I want to get to the ocean. So I was 18 before I got on an airplane, and I flew to California. And I flew to Southern California into Los Angeles. And I'm like, I want to live here someday. So I don't know if I was already future pacing it. Yet right. The ocean just in itself, the magnitude, the majestic force, a tidal wave starts with one single drop. Like, to me, that is the universe, the energy, just the fierceness of it. Yet it's also something that's really, really good. So it really just depends on how you look at it, because it's going to mean something different to every single person.
Right. The butterfly effect.
Yeah,
your exactly. Words, your actions, your thoughts, they're something, there's going to be a cause to an effect, good, bad, or ugly. Suzy, last question for you. Listen, I can keep you on for 10 hours because we can chat all day long. Suzy, in your real estate business, what's the one thing that you use for your mindset to elevate your business?
I would say I know what my goals are. I know what my exit strategy looks like. And that's on a short 3 and 5 year plan. And I know some people call it a big why. I just call it my passion and my obsession. And I have 2 kids in college right now. I've been married to my husband for 25 years, which I tease in Orange County. I'm still on my first husband.
Yeah, really absolutely. He's my first husband.
So a quick answer to your question is just, I want to get my kids through college. My husband and I want to do that and have it be debt free. So that's my reason to get up. And I think that my actions today future pace my goals for tomorrow.
Right. I love that. Because Suzy, at the end of the day, it's your business that's going to fund your life by design, right?
Totally. And I'm building my empire. I'm not building someone else's. And I
I
have
love that.
a great network of team, and we have a great foundation, and we're going to excel all kinds of records by the end of June 2021.
Sorry, say that again, Suzy. Say that again, please.
I said I expect you to be a part of that as well.
Suzy, I think that me and you are on a trajectory that's going to be, it's not going to be the new normal. I can say that for right now because.
Well, we're going to write the new normal. How's that?
Yeah.
At least for real estate business.
Absolutely. This morning I woke up and I texted a friend of mine, and I said, you know what? Actually, I want to read it to you. Just hold on 1 second. Mind if I read it to you? I want to read it to you.
Can I end while you're finding that?
Yeah.
I just wanted to share with your audience that I am no better or no greater than anyone else. And from my government cheese to now being able to eat imported cheese, so can you. Don't let anyone tell you anything different. And if they do tell you different, just show them and let that be the fire in your belly to excel and set your dreams and set your goals higher than you even think attainable.
Yeah. So this is what I said. I said to this friend of mine, I said, we have to look at our lives, and if we're not getting what we want, I know this sounds selfish, but Suzy, sometimes if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, and you're not getting different results, that's the sign of insanity, right?
Correct.
We owe it to ourselves to do something different. That was it.
It is.
If I'm waking up today going, why do I not have what I want?
Right.
It's only fair, Suzy. We have the different protesters. We have the different organizations. We have the different governments. They all have what they want. They all got their purpose and their calling. And there's also mine. So I shared that with him. I'm glad you actually shared yours with me. I know you're big why. And
yeah.
The times are changing, Suzy.
And I start on a micro level. You don't have to have it all figured out. I'm still figuring it out every day, and I definitely have to adjust, right? We've all had to adjust in the last 4 months. So don't beat yourself up. Just do something every day that will take you the next step forward, and you have to get into action.
Exactly. Oh, I love that, Suzy. Action solves everything. Guys, Suzy Arriola, I'm going to call you the legendary. I'm going to call you the famous.
Don't call me old.
No. I'm gonna call you Miss Hollywood.
No, I'm just like everybody else. Everybody can connect with me on Instagram too if they ever want a private conversation or want to bounce real estate ideas off of me. No problem.
And they're seeking some guidance and advice. Is that okay if I put all your description, all your details?
Yeah. Yep.
Guys, I'm gonna do that. Let me tell you what. I know people that I've met because of Suzy, because they want to reach out to her. She reached out to them, and when I met them in the different cities, when she was flying and doing different presentations and talks and speaking and so forth.
Teaching, coaching.
Yeah. And one thing, Suzy is not scared to travel.
No, I love to travel. I mean, come on, I was a flight attendant for 19 years. Flown over 3 million miles.
Keep that in mind, and I'll put all of Suzy's contact details, well, the ones that I can, in the description box below. Connect with her, reach out to her. She will influence you. She will change you, and in a good way.
I'll be honest too, so be ready for that.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me, Kevin. You're amazing. I'm so privileged that you consider me a legend.
Absolutely. I thought to myself this morning, what's my opening line to Suzy Arriola? And I thought, and it came to me like this, Suzy, as I was getting ready for the meeting. If I can get Suzy Arriola on the Legend Show, I can get anybody.
You're very, very kind.
No, and I mean, that's what came to me. That's literally the words that came to me. That's when I opened up, I said, man, I got Suzy on the show. So thank you, Suzy. Have a great, blessed day. Thank you for everything. And we will speak soon.
Anytime. All right. Thank you.
Cheers, Suzy. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I think we're done. Let me just double check that. Make sure on social media. I believe we're done. Awesome. Beautiful, Suzy. You're amazing. Thank you for your time, Suzy Arriola.